everybody, Fiasco back again from Epcot today for Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival 2022. Today I'm joined by definitely Craig, definitely Denny, but before we get started tasting our way around the world, let me remind you all the content you see produced on this channel brought to you by our sponsors, Dreams Unlimited Travel. Whether you want to book a trip to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, or a Star Cruiser adventure, they can help you with all that and more. Find that information in the description down below. But yeah, so we're here at Epcot today for Flower and Garden Festival. We are a bit late because if you saw our social feeds or any of our various YouTube channels over the past week or so, it's been all Star Cruiser all the time. But now we're finally getting a chance to head over to Epcot and taste our way around the World Showcase. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get to it. So for my first stop here at Flower and Garden this year, I'm going to the Trowel and Trellis to try an item that just joined us last year, and that's the Impossible Korean Short Rib. That was $6.75, and a fun, cool, really cool fact about this item is each short rib you order saves, over 17 gallons of water, 7 miles of travel emissions, and 56 square feet of animal habitat. Which, I mean, when you really add that up, for all the short ribs being ordered at the festival, that is pretty incredible. Now, this is obviously, if you don't know, Impossible is completely vegan, completely plant-based, no animal products in it at all, and it is a meat substitute. Along with that, you're going to get these green beans, some jasmine rice, a little bit of vegetable slaw, and some obviously, it's non-dairy aioli. That is just incredible. I mean, if you're not familiar with vegan meat substitute items, Impossible is known for really hitting the nail on the head, for being the closest for the texture and the flavor of the actual meat item they're trying to substitute. You can taste it in their hamburgers, and even their chicken nugget substitute, and definitely in this short rib. The Impossible meatless meat with the Korean sauce on there. Oh, that really hits the spot. And this is a hefty bowl for $6.75. I feel like I could really just order this and be good for lunch, honestly. If I was here on vacation as a plant-based eater, and I literally just ordered this single bowl of Impossible short rib with the rice and the veggies and everything in there, I'd be good till dinner. I would seriously be good to dinner. This is a filling bowl. So as far as getting your value's worth, this is incredible. I kept wanting to try to create a pun out of impossible, but incredible is just the only word that can come out of my mouth to describe not only the taste of this, but the value. Under $7, and I can be full for lunch. Awesome. Impossible.
So I just stopped at Epcot Sunshine Griddle, and I picked up what will be my first thing to try today. I have a couple of desserty sweet things on the slate for today as well, so I figured I would be a good girl and eat my entree-ish food first. So eat my food, then I get to eat my sweets, right? Sure. So I have begun today's adventure with their shrimp and grits. It is a blackened shrimp and cheddar cheese grits with brown gravy and sweet corn salsa. Let me first say that I'm a sucker for shrimp and grits. I really enjoy them. The problem that I can have sometimes with shrimp and grits is that the blackened flavor of the shrimp can lean a little bit too far in the super ultra spicy realm, and I think it kind of takes over the dish. I'm intrigued to try this one because it's got cheddar cheese grits. And anytime you combine grits with cheddar cheese, it's a good thing in my book. So I am in all the way on this. Let me just show you. I know you've already seen B-roll of it, but let me just show you what it's nice and warm. It's kind of an overcast day, as you can see. So I'm hoping this will be yummy, something yummy and warm. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. I am gonna cut one of the shrimp because y'all don't need to see that. You don't need to see me shove an entire shrimp in my mouth. But here we go. We're gonna try to get a little bit of everything. The sweet corn salsa, the cheddar cheese grits, and one of those blackened shrimp. Here we go. There is heat, but it's not too much heat. It's good heat. You can feel it on the back of your mouth. And it's good. It's not at all overpowering. I'm gonna get another bite just with these grits and a little bit of the sweet corn salsa. So for me, the height of cheesy grits is what used to be at the Wave with, they would have it on their breakfast buffet, may it rest in peace. Hope it comes back eventually. But it was on their breakfast buffet and also served with their bacon and eggs appetizer at dinner. It was the Tillamook smoked cheddar cheese grits. Those, that's the upper echelon of cheddar cheese grits as far as I'm concerned. This is really good. Nice and creamy. Cheesy without being overly so. And when paired with that brown gravy and the little crunch of the sweet corn salsa, it's just, it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad I chose well for my first dish today because it gives me higher hopes for the rest of the things I'm going to try here. I'm going to continue eating my shrimp and grits as I shake the camera as I'm filming and I'm trying to cut my shrimp. I mean, yeah, I'm enjoying this one for sure. Let me double check price because I want to make sure to get it. I don't want to tell you anything erroneously. So this is $7.25. So when you're looking at festival food, this is a little bit more expensive than maybe some of the other things that you can choose from. That being said, this is a nice hearty bowl of food. I'm enjoying it. So far so good. If I get if I feel like I get value for the money spent, we're good. So Epcot Sunshine Griddle, shrimp and grits.
Ahoy hoy everyone, it's Craig here and I'm trying my first item of this year's Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival, and I'm trying what I was looking forward to the most, and that is an item from the Isla Fresca booth that you can find between Morocco and France. And this menu is full of arepas, and I chose the one that is topped with chorizo. It is $6.25, and the menu describes it solely as arepa topped with chorizo, and I love chorizo. I cannot get enough chorizo, so I'm hoping that this is spicy, I'm hoping it's cheesy, hoping it's corny, I'm hoping it's all those things and more. And I will say, the plate does have some heft to it, and the one thing I'm wishing right away, I can't really show it here, but I'm wishing I would have got a knife to cut through this, because the fork is not strong enough to do the job on its own. So I'm just gonna have to kind of pick it up with the fork, and we're gonna have to go in the dirty way that I don't usually like going. That sounded awful. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm a few bites in, and I have to say this is actually really well done. It is slightly spicy because of the chorizo and some of the peppers that are in kind of the chorizo topping that they have, but it's not like overly crazy. This is not the spiciest thing that I've ever had involving chorizo, but it still might be a little too much for some people out there. In that case, maybe just stick with the basic arepa that is topped with the queso fresco. And you know, the arepa, it feels a little bit more well done, and I'm not saying like well done, congratulations, but it feels a little bit more well done than other ones I've had before, and I'm not enough of an expert on arepas to know if this is incorrectly made or not, so I apologize in advance for that. I say the flavor is good, you know, it's all working. The cheese isn't overpowering, the chorizo is the right amount of spiciness, so yeah, I'm really enjoying this plate. I would get this again, for sure. I would try any of the arepas from there again. I can't remember what the third one was, but I would definitely get this one again.
Okay, we have made a full lap around the World Showcase from the beginning of Mexico to all the way in Canada, and we have finally worked off the heavy impossible dish that we had to start off with, and we've got an appetite for something else. So we stopped at the Northern Bloom to get the beef tenderloin tips for $7. That was with a mushroom glaze, some whipped potatoes, and carrots, and of course the tenderloin beef. Kind of just the exact opposite of what I just got. We got a plant-based short rib, and now we got the actual tenderloin beef. So we're getting the best of both worlds right now, kind of like Hannah Montana. We'll start with a sauced up carrot. Sauce is good. The beef is most certainly prepared well, which, I mean, it's a festival. Lots of people ordering it. Might as well be safe when you're batch creating a bunch of beefs and make it well. Sure. I'll let it stand. Potatoes are fine. All in all, this dish is it's good. I don't foresee on my return trip here with Haley me picking these up again unless she insists. But like I will for the impossible short rib, I'll definitely get that again. But this is good. This is a repeat item as well. Kind of what I was expecting. Some years it's better than others. I got one piece of meat that was very tender. I could cut right through with a fork. And another one that's kind of tougher. And by kind of tougher, I mean a lot tougher. Probably just going to skip that piece altogether. And then this bigger piece, also cannot cut it with a fork, but let's take a bite of it. My opinion has not been swayed. This gets a rating of just okay from me.
I have moved not too far from Epcot Sunshine Griddle over to the Farmer's Feast. Epcot Farmer's Feast booth. It's here in World Discovery, which used to be Future World West. And this is a daring one. I like goat cheese, so it's not like too far afield, I feel like, but it is a little different. I'm going to try the goat cheese creamsicle pop. It's $4.75 here at Farmer's Feast, and it is part of the early bloom menu. So like we've seen the past few festivals, we'll get a menu here at Farmer's Feast, actually, but it's not been in this location, it's been in others, but you get an early menu, you get a mid-festival menu, and you get a late festival menu. This year it's called the early bloom menu. You have a chilled potato leek soup, vichyssoise, you have a char-grilled bison ribeye, the goat cheese creamsicle pop, and then you'll get a springtime menu starting on April 10th. That'll go through May 21st, and then you'll get a summer solstice menu May 22nd through July 4th. There's a tomato and cornbread panzanella on there, so I am intrigued. But back to the early bloom menu, my goat cheese creamsicle pop. This is made with goat cheese crème, orange cream, olive oil cake, cranberry sauce, yes, cranberry sauce, and praline. So, yes, the praline we've got in crumbles. This pop, I'm going to see if it does actually lift it like a pop. Okay, that's good. And the cake underneath is two separate pieces. Olive oil cake, I'm intrigued by. I like olive oil things, so I'm all right with that. I am going to bite a piece of the pop without the cake because, I mean, if we're having a popsicle, you gotta eat it like a popsicle. There on the other side, that's that's interesting. I wonder if that's some of the orange cream that they've dipped it in on the underside. But this is, we got orange cream on the side. We're just gonna try the goat cheese creamsicle pop to begin with. Here it goes. Here goes nothing. So So the goat cheese doesn't hit you at first. At least it didn't hit me at first. The citrus notes were of the creamsicle hit first. So yes, that's some of the orange cream there on the underside. And then the goat cheese hits. But it's not as blunt. That makes sense. The flavor isn't as blunt as goat cheese can be. It was a little bit more on the mild side, so I didn't mind it. Not at all. Now I'm gonna take a bite. Got my fork. I'm gonna take a chunk off of the pop. I'm gonna grab some of this olive oil cake, smear on some of the cranberry sauce, and run it through the orange cream. So I've got everything on this fork all at once. Here we go. All right. I'm trying to analyze exactly. It's funny because you think goat cheese shouldn't be in that flavor profile in your mouth, and yet it is. Like we're eating a popsicle, but yet it's okay. Again, it's not as over the top and in your face as goat cheese can be. It's a bit milder. So believe it or not, I'm not hating it. Am I gonna get it again? No. I don't think I'm going to. Was it fun to try one time? Absolutely. Listen, there are far too many things in this festival passport for me to get another goat cheese creamsicle pop. But was it fun and something unique to try one time? And was it, dare I say, refreshing? Because it's kind of refreshing. Was it fun to try the first time? Absolutely. So I see the value in it. I'm going to get some of these pralines, some more of the orange cream, and you know me, I'm finishing it. I'm going to finish it, even if it is a goat cheese creamsicle pop. So it's on to the next snack.
My next item comes from Magnolia Terrace. This is a New Orleans-inspired booth that you can find at the American Adventure Pavilion. And I say it's New Orleans-inspired because on the menu you can find items like gumbo, a seafood boil, oysters, and the item that I got, which are house-made boudin bites. These are $5.50, and you get them served on top of Ben's original long grain white rice, and you get 2 boudin balls served on top of that rice, and it looks like there's some sort of like spicy or Cajun mayo on top of it as well too. And if you don't know what boudin balls are, they are essentially a mixture of pork as well as rice and then seasonings, and then they are cooked all together into just an amazing amount of deliciousness. And I don't have them often. I've really only ever had them at Disneyland when I go to Ralph Brennan's out there. But I know that anytime I have had them, I've really enjoyed them. And so I'm very hopeful for these as well too. You know, when I cut them open, it looks like there's a generous amount of rice in the mixture, more than the pork, but I'm not gonna just look at it and be like, yeah, it's not gonna be good because of that. I'm gonna actually have to eat it. So here goes nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really enjoying these house-made boudin bites. I think the main reason is because of the texture. I think there is just way too much breading and rice compared to actual pork in there, so it's not really pleasing for me. And the pork is delivering a little bit of a Cajun spice to it, but not nearly as much as I would like, and I think it actually might be more because of the mayo that's drizzled on top, but I'm not positive about that either. Regardless, it's just not working for me. I know I've always enjoyed them when I've had them at Ralph Brennan's at Disneyland, like I said, but I'm not enjoying these ones, and so I would say that I would skip these again in the future. You know, if I'm at Ralph Brennan's in Disneyland, I would definitely get them there. Probably get them if I was at a restaurant in New Orleans and saw them on the menu and just try them out. Heck, we even have a New Orleans restaurant here in right just north of Walt Disney World property that I'd probably try them at if they were on the menu, but definitely not these ones. It's not working for me.
I have made my way across the World Showcase, around the World Showcase, across the world, around the world. I've made my way to Isla Fresca, It's a booth that you'll find in between the Morocco and France pavilions. It morphs into different booths for every festival. L'Chaim is found here for the Festival of the Holidays. You can find Encanto themed things, or we found Encanto themed food for Festival of the Arts. So now it's Isla Fresca, and you and I will find things with a bit of a Latin flair and flavor here, and I have opted for another something sweet. I know it doesn't shock you at all. So I am having the coconut tres leches cake. I was like a moth to a flame with this cake. I made tres leches cake. I had and made tres leches cake for the very first time last year for Saturday snacks. I made the classic Epcot recipe that they used to serve here for Food and Wine Festival. And let me tell you, tres leches cake, if you've never tried one, it is unbelievably good. You think, okay, I'm pouring all this milk into this cake. What in the world is this going to be? It's going to be magic. That's what it's going to be. And that's what it was. So La Isla Fresca's version of the tres leches cake, like I said, is coconut. It's also plant-based, so there's no meat in it, no honey in it, no animal byproducts at all. It also satisfies one of the items for the garden graze, because as you may or may not know, with Epcot festivals, we get scavenger hunts. And I love a scavenger hunt. So I have already begun the garden graze. I've never completed this one actually. So I'm excited that the coconut tres leches cake is actually on the garden graze, and I've gotten my little stamp from the cast member here at La Isla Fresca. See if I can say that. Let me read off their description of this dish for you. It is a vanilla cake soaked in oat milk, almond milk, and coconut milk with toasted coconut. So that's your three milks is going to be almond, coconut, and oat milk. Pretty intriguing. And it is $4.50. Now, I didn't just get the tres leches cake. I also got the Tropical Breeze, which is a lemonade based drink. It is non-alcoholic. You can get non-alcoholic for $4.50, or you can get a version with rum in it for more. I don't know the price of the one with rum. I apologize. I'll hunt that down. But this is $4.50. It is lemonade with grapefruit syrup and simple syrup. So I'm intrigued because it'll be tart from that lemonade, it'll be in the grapefruit juice, and it'll also be sweet from the simple syrup. So I'm excited about that. But first things first. Well, no, let's reward. We'll reward ourselves for making it this far and have a sip of the drink first. Tropical Breeze. Let's see. Good morning. Okay. So, when it says grapefruit syrup, it means the whole grapefruit. We've just mashed it up and shoved it into the drink. That is so grapefruit heavy, forward. It's like a little smack on the face there. I'm awake now. I will finish it. You know me, I will finish it, but man, okay. I have to have another sip. Maybe if I take a spoon to it and I stir it up, that'll bring the simple syrup. I mean, I can taste the simple syrup. It's kind of on the back end of things, but it is definitely grapefruit forward. So if grapefruit ain't your thing, neither is the Tropical Breeze, don't get it. Maybe with the rum in it. Maybe you don't care that it's so grapefruit forward if you got rum going on in it. Here's my tres leches cake, coconut tres leches cake. Remember, it's plant-based. So if you lead a plant-based life, this is going to be your jam. Well, at least I hope. I hope it's a good tres leches. All right, there's the cake. As I shake the table, forgive me. There's the cake. Coconuts flying everywhere. You can see, and forgive me, Rhino, but it's moist. You can see that the cake is moist. That's what you want with a tres leches cake. You want it to be moist and yet hold together. You don't want it to be one, clump of goo. It's not a bread pudding. This is not a bread pudding. This is a cake. So, but you do want it to be moist. It's a little bit more moist. I'm really ringing all the bells for Rhino. I'm sorry about that, bud. Yeah, it's more moist than I would want for a tres leches cake. Because you can see where it starts to be cake and then just kind of goes to mush and gets a little drippy. And you kind of want it to be more cake throughout, just on the damp side of things. But I am going to take another bite. Yeah, see, the top layers actually cake-like, and then it just kind of goes to mush at the bottom. I hate to say this. This is disappointing. It is what it is. I didn't make it, so, but I tell ya, it is just, yeah, it's way too mushy at the bottom. And I'm even digging around hoping it gets better. It does not. And even though I'm someone, as I talk with my mouth full, forgive me, even though I'm someone who likes to finish these Epcot treats, because, I mean, let's talk about it, right? This is expensive stuff. You can't just, this is $4.50. $4.50. You start making poor choices, that racks up. And if you're making good choices and spending money, then okay, I feel okay about it. But money doesn't grow on trees, even though we got plenty of them around here. It doesn't grow on trees. And so you and I have to be you have to think about what we're doing. That is not the texture I want a tres leches cake to be. So unfortunately, this one is definitely a no for me. Sad. Just hashtag Epcot sad. I'm so sad, I think I'll have another drink. All right. Skip that coconut tres leches. I'm glad I got credit for it on the Garden Graze, and I think I'm going to try to complete that this year, but unfortunately, skip it.
So those two items seriously filled me up, but I did save a little bit of room for dessert, so I headed over to the Flavorful Kitchen to get the strawberry mousse for $4.75. This is a strawberry mousse candy bar with gummy worms, cut up strawberries, and some little cookie crumbles. So let's dig on in. This excited me. Oh, and inside there's some chocolate chips, it looks like, too. That is good. The mousse is cold. It's refreshing. Perfect for a hot spring day.
Yeah, okay, so if you're staying for the concert.
When there are those chocolate balls inside of the mousse, they really give it that nice dessert pop. The gummy worms are, of course, your basic worms and dirt kind of gummy worms. I guess it is kind of a little bit of worms and dirt on the side. You got that cookie crumble with the strawberries and extra gummy worms too. And those strawberries are damn good. Tastes like fresh organic strawberries straight from Whole Foods. I'm digging it. I am not regretting picking this one up. If you like strawberry, if you like chocolate, this is a dessert I would highly recommend. And as the monorail passes by me, I can feel the rains a-coming. So, I think this is a perfect time for me to end the video before I get soaked. Thank you so much for staying tuned to our late but better late than never coverage of the Flower and Garden Festival 2022. Honestly, this is my standout item. I really, really liked it. I'm coming back for this for sure. Let us know if you've been here, what you tried, and what your must-dos and must-stay-away items are. And I'll look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Bye.